Hello there, John here. Just another one of the many videos I've done today. Wanted to do like a quick chat about what the internet used to be like for me when I first logged in, 20 years ago now. We didn't have broadband. I think that was still in the infancy of the internet then. Most people used dial-up, using companies like freeserve. I've got a picture of it in front of me now. We used freeserve. We used BT internet after a while, and it's at the time you could only have either the phone or the internet. You couldn't have like broadband where you can have your phone and the internet happening at the same time. Back in the day, you could only have one or the other, which meant that my internet time was at night, which is where the vampire part of my name comes in, which is why that's how long I've had the vampire name. I've had it like 21 years now. It came about from the fact that I used to log in at about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, when it was dark and my mum had gone to bed, and I was still online at like 7:30, 8, 8:30 in the morning when the mum was just getting up, and I would then go to bed. You only had, I think it was 2 hours at a time, and then you had to auto redial, so you couldn't really get into a conversation or video chat or anything like that. The quality at the time was crap anyway, but you couldn't get into anything intense, like you couldn't game online, for example. If you were like an hour and 10 minutes into the thing and then you started to have a game that was going to last you 2 hours, for example, because you'd have to log out and redial, and it was that infuriating sound. If you remember the episode of The Simpsons where Marge picks up the phone when Homer has his college buddies around, and it's that screeching sound. That was all you could hear every 2 hours when I first had the internet. I remember my very first internet bill, or mum's shock when we had our first internet bill, because at the time I didn't realise how much it cost. I knew it was like a penny a minute, but it wasn't until I had the bill and I realised how many minutes had actually accumulated. I think the bill normally was like 20-30 quid a month, and this bill was like over 280 pounds, and I had to pay for it because it was what I'd used, so it was only fair that I paid for it. And we had to make an arrangement with BT, I think it was at the time, that I paid it back X amount a month over so many months, and they suggested going on like an anytime plan, which was like £15 a month, and you could use it anytime between, anytime, like basically after 6 PM at night till 8 PM or 8 or 9 AM in the morning, and all weekend. And we went on to that. I was working at the time, I was only like part-time hours, so I was only working like 5 till 8 at night. So I didn't really have to get up early in the morning, so I spent all night online. And that was when I came up with my first internet name, which was vampiring trains, because at the time I was really into new metal and rock and heavy metal and stuff. I still am, but I don't really bother with chains all that much that you associate with those kind of metal genres. So yeah, it was really weird. Literally, I hardly saw my family because I became obsessed with the internet. I remember using stuff like reminisce and Morpheus to download music, all illegally, like file sharing, people peer-to-peer, person-to-person file sharing. And I remember it taking about an hour just to get one song. I tried to download the Tainted Love Marilyn Manson music video, and I think that took me about a week and a half just to get that to kind of like 3 or 4 minutes of video quality, and it wasn't the best video quality at the time either. I became obsessed with, at the time, one of the search engines, like we have Google now. Back in the day there was Lycos. It doesn't run anymore. It went bust, or I think Yahoo bought it out or something like that. But Lycos was like a really big search engine in the early millennium, and they had a kind of dating kind of friends, kind of a bit like what MySpace and Facebook and Twitter and all that kind of stuff is now. You could kind of hang out with your mates and chat and go into date rooms and whatever. And it's called Love at Lycos. And I got really obsessed with it. I met a few friends on there. One of them I was still talking to until fairly recently. I've just done a tag video where I was asked what name I would give my daughter if I was to have one, and I used her name, like this friend's name that she used in her Love at Lycos profile, because of that connection that I had. Yeah, so there's like Love at Lycos. I became obsessed with that, and then it was Yahoo or Yahoo, or however you pronounce it. I pronounce it Yahoo. That's recently closed its chat rooms in the last couple of years. It's recently closed its messaging service altogether. It's now basically just an email site, which is stupid really, because they're trying to improve user kind of friendly kind of usability. How can you be friendly usability if they're getting rid of the user-friendly services that they had? And by the way, yeah, I got onto Yahoo Messenger. At the time there was an ICQ. I don't know if that's still running or not. If it is, let me know. But basically that had a little logo with like a little flower, and the petal would go round while it was loading and everything, and that was basically a bit like Skype at the time. There was MSN Messenger, and for those of you who remember that, again, that was quite cool. You had like video conferencing on that. You had little emojis. That was where the emojis I think first came out, was on MSN Messenger. I had quite a few decent mates on there. And then I got a job. I got a full-time job, so I had to kind of come offline and everything. But you know, those first few years with MySpace as well. MySpace was quite big at the time. Again, if you don't know what that is, I don't know if that still runs on anything now, or the last incarnation that I know of was a really bad one. MySpace when it first came out was like Facebook, and Twitter. And you can have like your profile picture and description of who you are, and you can make friends on there and chat in messenger rooms. You could like post videos and music and pictures and stuff like that. And then it's where quite a lot of bands in the early millennium, it's how they publicised themselves was MySpace, because at that time that was the hip and trendy platform to use. It was but then it became too much about the music, and from what I can remember, I think, if memory serves me correctly, Justin Timberlake or some big pop artist bought it for however million dollars, and they concentrated solely on the music artists and getting them a platform to advertise themselves, and it became less about the individual person. There was less that you could do as a person, and there was more that you could do as a band. So people avoided that and went on to Facebook when that kind of hit its height. So yeah, you know, it's the internet was a crazy place back in the early millennium, early noughties, and you could get away with anything. The internet policing wasn't as rigorous as what it is now. You could get away with doing your illegal downloading of songs and file sharing and stuff. I got quite a bit of music because of that, which I don't own anymore, which is annoying because I would love to have that as the memories. There was, so you had like LimeWire and FrostWire, you know, they were the big kind of Winamexes and stuff like that, all file sharing, person to person, peer to peer and so on. And it still happens now, but it's much more, you don't get as much content on it, and it's hard to get now, and because obviously internet policing is much higher because of copyright and so on. But yeah, there was also less trolls around, I think, than what you get now. People seem to be much more friendlier online. Obviously you still had your trolls, you always will have. Wherever you find good, you will always find the bad to go with it. I had a few myself. On Lycos, I posted a picture as my profile picture of a Rob Zombie picture, and I got a load of backlash from it, saying that I needed to cut my hair, I looked really bad, I needed to have a wash, blah blah. It was a painting, it wasn't even a real photo, it was a picture done by Rob Zombie of himself. It was like a self-portrait picture that I'd done of him. And people just didn't seem to know, because at the time Rob Zombie was pretty unheard of. He'd only really done his solo artist music for a couple of years at that point. He hadn't made any of his films, he hadn't made House of a Thousand Corpses by then, he hadn't done The Devil's Reject, he wasn't as big a solo artist as what he became, so people didn't know who he was, so I got quite a bit of backlash from it. I met quite a few friends on there, not in person. I've only ever met one person that I've chatted to online, and again that was through Love at Lycos. She wanted to meet me to do all sorts of stuff, you can imagine, and I just wanted to meet a friend. So I got there and we didn't hit it off, and it felt really awkward. So I spent the night awake for fear of being pounced on. And then I came home the next day. I should have been there for 2 or 3 days, but because she wanted to do stuff that I didn't, I felt really uncomfortable. So that kind of put me off meeting people in real life on the internet, which is why I've never really met any of my close friends that I have now. I know they wouldn't be like that, because there's like Marcus and Danielle who are like engaged to each other, so I know they wouldn't do anything. Then there's Lord Xeon. I know he's sound, he's safe. But you know, having that experience from those early years really kind of sets in. But yeah, the internet was a crazy place. Nowadays it's just, it's too much of a dangerous place nowadays. There's too much stuff cracking on. It's nowhere near as fun as what it used to be. I mean, like I said, Yahoo, they used to have chat rooms and then a messenger service. They closed the chat rooms about 4, 5, 6 years ago, because they were getting inundated with bots, automated kind of program response units, and they were also getting quite a lot of racism and abuse and stuff like that happening, so they decided to close it to increase user popularity or user compliance or something like that. I can't remember what the exact term was that they said, but you could still use that whole chat messenger service. But I think it was a couple of years ago they stopped doing that as well. So now literally Yahoo is literally just a website with news articles and an email service, which is a bit pointless really. Apparently they were planning on doing some new chatting messengery thing. I haven't heard anything about that for quite a while because I don't use my email address anymore with Yahoo. Like I say, Lycos, they closed, they went bust or something, they were sold out or whatever. MSN Messenger, they turned into Skype, as we have nowadays. MySpace, I don't know what's happening to MySpace, I don't know if it's still alive in one of its music incarnations. Stuff like freeserve, the internet providers, they all went, I think they all got bought out by BT or the other big kind of things like Sky and things like that. There was AOL. They suffered quite a lot of bad publicity towards their later years for child grooming and stuff like that. ICQ, I don't know what's happened to that. I'm assuming that stopped working. But it might still be running, I don't know. I don't know anyone who uses ICQ. If you do, let me know. So yeah, that was my experience of the internet when I was a wee lad of 18 and 19 years old. I chatted to people in the same street as me while I was online, you know, which was a bit random. I was like here at one end of the street and I got chatting to this other person and they were like, oh yeah, I live just around the corner from such and such shop, and I'm like, oh yeah, so do I. Which area do you live in? And like, oh, I live down this road. I'm like, that's really weird, so do I. I don't know if that was real or whether I'd been hacked and then you identified what street I was on or whatever. That was a bit weird. But yeah, the internet's not as much fun as what it used to be. But I've said that we can do much more things now. We have much more freedom. It's constrained freedom. If you get what I mean. We can do more, but while saving logic, we can also do less because laws limit us into what we can do. That's all I really want to say. I just wanted to express my views on the internet. I'll try and link in at the end of this video a few images of some of the companies that I was talking about. So if you forgot about them or you remember them but can't remember what they were like, maybe that will jog your memory and it'll bring back a few good memories. So yeah, I hope you like the video and I hope it's brought back some good memories for you. I'll see you all in another one. Bye.